Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. If you're a true Lakers fan, or just someone who loves the drama, intensity, and non-stop storylines of the NBA, you're going to want to stick around for this one. Because something very subtle, very quiet, just happened inside the Lakers organization, and it might end up being one of the biggest decisions they've made all year. We're talking about a move, or really a non-move, that already has fans asking, are the Lakers walking into a trap? Is this a case of smart roster management, or is this going to explode in their face when it matters most? With the Lakers gearing up for what could be one of the most physically demanding postseason runs in recent memory, the team finalized their playoff roster. And two names are noticeably absent from that list. Two players who, while not household names, played important support roles throughout the regular season, Trey Jemison III and Christian Koloko. According to ESPN's Dave McMenamin, the Lakers chose not to convert their two-way contracts into standard NBA deals before the end of the regular season. And what that means per league rules is simple and irreversible. Jemison and Koloko are officially ineligible to play in the postseason. Now let's pause right here, because at first glance, this might sound like a nothing burger. Jemison only averaged 2.6 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 0.4 blocks across 22 games. Koloko was in a similar range, 2.4 points, 2.5 rebounds, and just 0.4 assists in 35 appearances. But if you're just looking at stats, you're missing the real story. Because in the NBA playoffs, the margins are razor thin. One injury, one matchup problem, one game plan tweak, and suddenly the 10th or 11th guy on your bench becomes the difference between moving on and going home. So let's talk about what this decision really means for the Lakers, starting with the depth chart. With Jemison and Koloko off the table, the Lakers enter the playoffs with just two natural centers on the roster, Jackson Hayes and Alex Len. That's it. Two traditional bigs. One young and explosive, but inconsistent. The other, a journeyman vet who brings size and experience, but has never been a playoff difference maker. In the Lakers' first-round matchup, none other than the Minnesota Timberwolves, featuring not one, but two dominant interior players, Karl-Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert. That's nearly 15 feet of elite size, rebounding, rim protection, and scoring ability. And if the Lakers survive that, they'll likely face even tougher interior battles. Think Jokic in Denver, Sabonis in Sacramento, or even Zubac and Plumlee if the Clippers sneak through. So how exactly is this going to work? Well, from what we're hearing inside the Lakers camp, the plan seems to hinge on versatility and adaptability. The coaching staff reportedly sees forwards like Rui Hachimura and Dorian Finney-Smith as potential small ball centers in certain matchups. This isn't a new concept. Remember the death lineup with Draymond Green at the 5 in Golden State? But the risk level, way higher. Hachimura is strong, no doubt. He's mobile, smart, and has improved defensively over the last year. But can he anchor a playoff defense against elite post threats? Can he protect the rim, grab contested rebounds, and avoid foul trouble? That's a lot to ask. And Finney-Smith, he's a Swiss Army knife defender, can switch 1 through 5, but he's not a rim protector. Against stretch 5s or small ball lineups, maybe he shines. But against guys like Gobert or Jokic, that's a punishing assignment. So why didn't the Lakers convert one of their two-way players? Why not just lock in Jemison or Koloko as emergency depth? That's where the speculation begins. Some insiders believe the front office was holding that final standard roster spot for a potential late-season addition, a veteran big via buyout, maybe someone with playoff experience who could slot in immediately. But that never materialized. The buyout market was thin this year. Guys like Robin Lopez and Tristan Thompson were floating around, but nothing stuck. Is it possible the Lakers simply ran out of time? Or perhaps they're keeping that spot open for flexibility, in case an injury exemption or a sudden opportunity presents itself. There's also the financial angle. Converting a two-way contract to a standard deal comes with cap implications, luxury tax ripple effects, and long-term contract considerations. Was it a money decision, plain and simple? And then there's the emotional side. Both Jemison and Koloko have been practicing with the team, traveling, sitting on the bench. They're in the building every day. They're part of this squad, part of the chemistry, the vibe, the identity. But now, as the lights get brighter and the games mean everything, they're sidelined. It's a brutal reality of the NBA's playoff rules. But what's really interesting here, What fans can't stop talking about is what happens if things go wrong. Let's say Hayes gets into foul trouble in Game 1. Let's say Lynn gets injured. Let's say Towns and Gobert dominate the boards and the Lakers get crushed on second-chance points. Suddenly, all eyes are going to turn to the bench, and Jemison and Koloko will be sitting there, unable to play. That's a tough pill to swallow. Could this be a mistake the Lakers regret? Fans on social media are already asking, how do we not prepare better for this? Why did we let this happen? At the same time, there's a quiet confidence in the Lakers locker room. Sources close to the team say they believe their versatility is their weapon. That rather than matching size for size, they're going to win with speed, spacing, and intelligence. LeBron, AD, Reeves, Russell, Vondo, Rui. This group has shown flashes of playing faster, smarter basketball when they lean into their strengths. And maybe, just maybe, this is all part of a bigger strategy. Is it possible the Lakers are planning to run Gobert off the floor? To stretch opposing bigs with spacing and three-point shooting and force them into uncomfortable coverages? Could this be the start of a bold playoff identity shift, one where traditional bigs aren't just less important, but actively targeted? There's also one more wrinkle. And this one's juicy. Some people around the league believe the Lakers might already have their eye on off-season moves, that they're keeping that standard roster spot open as part of a long-term roster strategy. Could they be preparing to sign one of these guys to a multi-year deal after the playoffs when other teams aren't watching? Or maybe, just maybe, they're looking to avoid committing to either Jemison or Koloko because they've got their sights set on a different big man entirely. Someone who could come in this summer and take over the position for good. Could it be a trade? A draft move? Free agent splash? We're not saying names yet, but don't be surprised if this quiet decision today ends up being the first domino in something much bigger. So, Lakers Nation, we've got to ask, what do you think about all of this? Should the Lakers have converted one of those two-way contracts to secure some much-needed depth in the frontcourt? Or do you believe in this small ball strategy? Are you confident that Hayes, Lynn, and a rotation of versatile wings can get the job done against some of the league's biggest frontlines? For me, I've got to be honest, I love the creativity. I love the flexibility. But playoff basketball is different. It's physical. It's bruising. It's a war in the paint. And I can't help but feel like we're walking a very fine line here. Veterans like LeBron James and Anthony Davis have seen this before. They know how to navigate locker room dynamics during the playoffs. But for younger guys like Max Christie, Jalen Hood-Schifino, and even Hakim Mura, it's a test of focus and maturity. Everyone has to buy into their role, even if that role shifts under their feet from one game to the next. And speaking of shifting roles, let's not forget about Darvin Ham. The head coach is now entering the most scrutinized stretch of his career. Every rotation choice, every timeout, every substitution will be magnified under the postseason microscope. Will he lean on small ball in key moments? Will he trust Hayes with extended minutes? Or will he gamble and go ultra-small with LeBron at the 5? Let's be real. If this works, Ham might look like a genius. But if it doesn't, if the Lakers get pushed around on the boards or fail to protect the paint, it's going to be open season for criticism. Fair or not, that's the pressure that comes with coaching a LeBron-led team in the playoffs. And here's something else to think about. The Lakers aren't just fighting for wins. They're fighting for narrative. This team has been doubted, dismissed, and dissected all year long. From injuries to inconsistency, from trade rumors to contract drama, they've lived under a microscope. But they've also shown flashes of something special, especially when they lock in defensively and let their athleticism take over. If the Lakers can survive the first round, momentum could become their biggest weapon. They've got experience. They've got stars. And they've got a fan base that's hungry for a deep run. But the margin for error is paper thin. One bad quarter, one bad matchup, and it all comes crashing down. Now, circling back to Jemison and Koloko, it's worth asking, what's next for them? These aren't just random names on a roster sheet. These are young, hungry players who've been developing behind the scenes. And the league is watching. If the Lakers don't re-sign them, there's a very real chance another team will swoop in and give them a shot. In fact, scouts have been quietly buzzing about Koloko's defensive instincts and Jemison's rebounding motor. They might not be ready to contribute on a big stage just yet, but development is never linear. Give them the right environment, the right coaching, and who knows? We might be looking back in a year or two thinking, wow, how did the Lakers let that guy walk? So was this really just a tactical decision? Or did the Lakers miss an opportunity to secure a piece of their future? And here's another layer. The Lakers front office isn't just playing checkers, they're playing chess. Every move or non-move has ripple effects. By not committing to these two young centers, they maintain flexibility heading into what could be a chaotic offseason. They might already have a trade partner in mind, or a draft sleeper they're targeting. Or maybe, just maybe, there's a plan in place to make a serious splash in free agency. Think about the names that might be available. Think about the teams that could be looking to rebuild. A sign-in trade, a draft night blockbuster, a mid-level exception surprise. The possibilities are endless, and Rob Pelinka has shown he's not afraid to take big swings. But here's the flip side. Flexibility doesn't help you win playoff games. You can't cash in future plans when the lights go out at Target Center and you're down 2-1 in the series. You need bodies. You need toughness. You need guys who can play now. And if the Lakers falter early, if they go down swinging without ever really solving their frontcourt issues, this roster decision could become the defining moment of their season. That's how high the stakes are. It's a gamble. Bet on strategy. A belief that this team, just as it is, has what it takes to go toe-to-toe with the biggest and baddest frontcourts in the league and come out on top. It's bold. It's risky. And it might just be brilliant. But that's also where the Lakers might surprise people. Because this isn't the same team we saw stumble through the early season. Since the All-Star break, there's been a clear emphasis on ball movement, communication, and defensive intensity. And when they play connected, they're dangerous, regardless of who's manning the 5 spot. Let's also give credit where it's due LeBron James. At 39 years old, he's still dictating pace, controlling tempo, and making critical plays when it matters most. And now, with all eyes on how the Lakers manage their big man rotation, don't be shocked if LeBron quietly slides into that role in spurts. He's done it before. He knows how to read matchups, exploit mismatches, and play positionless basketball. This could be where his experience becomes the ultimate X factor. When things break down, when the offense stalls or the opposing bigs start dominating, LeBron has the ability to steady the ship, to slow the game down, to reorient everything through his vision and leadership. And that brings us back to the Lakers' identity. This isn't a team that's going to outsize you. It's a team that wants to outthink you, outrun you, and outlast you. They're betting on versatility over brute force, skill over size, and in a league that's increasingly favoring positionless, switch-heavy schemes, maybe they're ahead of the curve. Still, you can't help but wonder what happens if the game slows down. Playoff basketball always does. The whistle gets tighter. The paint gets more crowded. Every possession feels like a grind. And that's when size becomes a weapon. That's when you need guys who can grab a rebound in traffic, set a hard screen, protect the rim without fouling. Are the Lakers prepared for that version of the playoffs? Or are they hoping to control tempo and force teams into their kind of game? Because if they fall behind early in a series, trying to adjust without reliable depth at center might be too little too late. There's also the issue of foul trouble. Hayes is athletic, yes, but he's also prone to picking up cheap fouls. Lin doesn't move his feet as well, and could struggle against quicker bigs. If both guys end up in foul trouble on the same night, what's the contingency plan? Finney Smith at center? LeBron? Rui? That's not just risky, it's unprecedented for a team with championship aspirations. Most title contenders have 3, sometimes even 4 playable bigs. The Lakers are going to war with 2. It's a bold play, no doubt, but it means the margin for injury, foul trouble, or bad matchups is razor thin. One injury, one cold stretch, one mismatch, and suddenly a couple of young guys sitting in street clothes might have been the exact piece we needed. I just hope we don't look back in a few weeks thinking, we had the solution right there. Why didn't we use it? I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. We've got wall-to-wall playoff coverage coming your way. And trust me, things are just getting started. Let's go, Lakers fans. The chase for banner number 18 begins now.